What would you say to parents about balancing technology use with family time? I know, I'm guilty of just being on this thing when I should be paying attention to what my kids are doing. What are some of your recommendations?
Okay, good. The first of all, AI, artificial intelligence, is different from any other tool. We have heard about it, we've seen it, and I'm talking about the new AI, which is the generative AI, the one that we know about it in November of 2022 when ChatGPT surprised the world with their tool. Now, AI is really special with three things. Number one, it's actually uh, makes the task more accurate and faster and cheaper. So look at it this way. If you are trying to explain something to your kids and you'd like to simplify it, because all the chatbot, whether it's Gemini, ChatGPT, Cloudy, you name it, all the different. If you tell them that I would like to explain this one to a child with their age of so and so, they will talk in a way where it's going to be very simple for the child to understand it. Now, there are very important application of AI. AI is a tool. I mean, you have to understand that it's not more than a tool for the parents to use for the mental health. For example, questions about that, for making sure that, what's the best schedule for my kids so he or she can do the following task. I have seen so many application of the AI. Okay, we would like to send an email to the teacher. Can you write an email that to the teacher of my kid, and my kid is in this class and this grade. I would like to ask a few questions about this topic. The way the email was written, it's going to be very professional, respecting everybody, both parties, and asking specifically about that topic. Now, we should not trust the AI 100% because sometimes the language is different. Sometimes it will be a little bit off the topic. Every time the chat GPT or the chat bots will produce something, will give you an answer or give you a solution, read it and make sure that it makes sense to you. The human check is important at the beginning of the cycle, which is when you're asking the question, and also when you agree on that question. It's very helpful for the kids, but not to do their homework because they're not going to learn. If you give those equations, the answers will be there and we're done. But it's going to be very helpful if there is a complicated problem like word problems in math, which is difficult to some of the kids. It is any way for us to explain it in a way which will make sense to my son or my daughter so he or she can understand it and this is their grade. There will be some kind of advice to you about use this example. This is the first step. This is the second step. So they are teaching you how to deal and how to explain it to your kids. You're not going to show the answer to your kids because you don't want them to copy it and then go to the school and then they have the test and they cannot do anything about it. So being cautious about it and making sure that you use it in a way to get to the answer you want in the way that you can explain it to your kids and make sure that they understand it will help you. Every parent, he or she has their style on explaining things. AI have a style that will match the level of the grade of your kids, and that's what you're looking for. It's like a special tutor that you bring at your home that he or she can explain things to your kids. So use that one in that sense. And don't rely too much about it. Go and ask ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT will help you with this. That's not going to help. First of all, the teachers will figure out that this is not the language of this grade. It's going to be something else. Number two is they're not learning because they're not using their ability to think about it. You can use it to check on the answer at the end. You can use it to say, okay, you got it wrong because of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So it's a very powerful tool if we use it in a way where we give the freedom to our kids to think and act and make mistakes, and then we explain to them what's going on. And also help them with the schedule, help them with their mental health questions. Having a schedule, for example, for them to go from one topic to another topic, and making sure that this will fit with our schedule. Those chat bots, you can ask them any question you want. I'm a busy parent, I have the following schedule and I have my kids, can you suggest something to me so I can arrange it around this? You will be amazed about the schedule given to you. Do this and this, do this and this, as long as you're feeding the AI with the right information.
I appreciate what you said about prompting the AI properly and about using it to check work versus using it as a tool that would give you the answers. And I also like what you said about um, separating, going back to, using it to check answers, is that it forces the parent and the child to use critical thinking in terms of, whatever problem it is that they're solving, and math being a great example that you used. I wanted to ask another question in that same vein about ethics. How do you filter out AI produced work versus student work? Being a teacher yourself, is it more of a challenge now because generative AI can match, like you said, the voice of whomever is prompting that generative AI model?
Well, I mean, this is a very good question. I mean, sometimes you don't know that the students are using the tools, and I'm talking about my experience at the college because basically I give them programs and they write the code and they come up with the code. But the key thing is when you go to the test, there is no prompt, there is no chat GPT. And if they finish the homework, if they finish the project, we gave it to them, and then I gave them a test, and I found that they couldn't do anything about it. It's an indication that everything you've done before is not your work because this one is similar to what we did before. All what you have done, you just cut and paste the screen and then uh, change few things and you're done with that. I'm not against people using ChatGPT, especially in the higher education. Actually, I ask my student to use it. It's one of the references that I tell them to use when they're doing research paper, when they are doing the project. The key thing about it is you have to understand what AI is telling you. You have to make sure that you understand every single step of that. And my students are very clear about it. I use ChatGPT, I use Gemini for this part, I did the research for this part, and this is what I got. And then I can ask them about it, explain this part to me. What does this mean? How is that related to the others? This is where ChatGPT cannot help you because in this case, you are not thinking, you're just copying. Now the ethics come into this in this picture. And I tell my student, and I'm talking about the high education here, about the university. What are you going to do if you go working at a company and you did exactly the same behavior, and then your boss asks you about it? What are you going to do? I mean, you think you're going to be in a good position where you have no idea what you submitted, you cannot even correct if there is a mistake, you're going to be in bad shape. Use it, but do not abuse it. Make sure that it is a tool to help you achieve what you want, but it is not a way for you to get away from your responsibility. Without, having this mindset, you're not going to learn anything.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your insight, Professor Banafa, tech expert and engineering professor at San Jose State. I hope I see you again.